Imagine you're watching a glamorous movie premiere. The lights dim as Angelina Jolie graces the red carpet, dazzling the cameras with her smile. The crowd erupts in cheers. For decades, she's been Hollywood royalty. With her beauty, talent, and humanitarian spirit, she's captivated the world. Generations of fans have been enthralled, watching her films and following her storied romances. But behind the scenes, a more shocking drama has unfolded. An inescapable darkness has gripped Jolie, robbing her of her radiance that made her iconic. Now, her story has transformed from fairy tale into tragedy. From her meteoric rise to stardom to this painful unraveling, Jolie's journey compels us. We must peel back the layers of myth created by her public image. To appreciate Angelina's legacy, we need to truly understand the woman behind the dazzling facade that enthralled us. The theater lights rise. Are you ready for the turbulent true story of Angelina Jolie? The tale of an icon who is always as vulnerable as the rest of us. Born in 1975 in Los Angeles to actors Jon Voight and Marceline Bertrand, Jolie came into the world amidst family discord. Her parents separated before she was 1 year old. Her father had an affair with actress Stacey Pickren, tearing the family apart. Jolie and her brother James were raised by their mother, who located them to New York. Living far from Voight strained their relationship. Jolie felt isolated at school, targeted for being railed thin with braces and glasses. Seeking escape, Jolie turned to acting. She took her first class at age 11, channeling her loneliness into performances. In high school at Beverly Hills, Angelina Jolie continued to feel like an outsider. Surrounded by the children of affluent families, she was teased for being extremely slender and wearing glasses and braces. Early attempts at modeling failed. Seeking belonging, Angelina transferred to an alternative school, becoming a punk outsider. She wore all black, went moshing at shows, and explored knife play with a live-in boyfriend. After their relationship ended, 16-year-old Angelina graduated and got her own apartment before returning to study theater. As a teenager, Angelina struggled to connect with people, turning to self-harm as release. She battled insomnia, depression, and an eating disorder, using drugs to cope. By 20, she had tried nearly every drug, particularly heroin. Twice, Angelina planned suicide attempts. At 19 and again at 22. At 24, she had a nervous breakdown and was hospitalized. It wasn't until 26, after adopting her first child, that Angelina found stability. Motherhood gave her purpose beyond self-destruction. Back in LA as a teen, Angelina attended the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute, seeking acting skill. But she left feeling unprepared for the intense demands of method acting training. Fact hit number 1. At age 16, Jolie appeared in music videos for Meatloaf, Lenny Kravitz, and the Lemonheads. Like any budding starlet, Angelina Jolie longed for her big break when she first arrived in Hollywood. But fame did not come easy for this aspiring actress. In the 1990s, she struggled through a string of disappointments that would have crushed many young performers. Yet she persevered, determined to prove her talent despite early setbacks. The cameras began rolling for a young Angie in 1993's Cyborg 2, where she battled evil scientists as a cyborg assassin. But behind the scenes, this film marked the start of an uphill climb. The low-budget sci-fi flick bypassed theaters entirely, relegated to video shelves amid scathing reviews. Watching it, Angie felt crushed, later admitting, "I got sick. It was the first lead I had ever had, and I think I thought I was making a real movie." Rather than give up, the headstrong actress continued chasing roles throughout her teens and early 20s. But ingenues in B-movies and indie dramas rarely caught Hollywood's eye. She held her own opposite David Duchovny in playing God, but couldn't save the critically panned crime thriller. "I thought it was a mistake," Duchovny later remarked, regretting the film. Frustrated with ill-fitting parts, Angie grew candid about her struggles. She openly discussed her past mental health issues and addictions. Some balked at her honesty, but she refused to play Hollywood's game. "I didn't become an actress to live a safe life," she declared. While films floundered, television offered a glimmer of hope. She shone in her Golden Globe-winning turn as Cornelia Wallace opposite Gary Sinise and George Wallace. The meaty historical role earned Angie's first taste of acclaim. Her TV triumphant was soon eclipsed by an iconic leading part, the biopic Gia. After spending years in Hollywood's shadow, Angelina Jolie finally stepped into the spotlight with her career-defining role in 1998's Gia. As a tragic supermodel Gia Carangi, she shed blood, sweat, and tears, embodying the character with a raw intensity that left critics agape. When she took home an Emmy, Golden Globe, and Screen Actors Guild Award, Angie solidified her status as a dramatic force to be reckoned with. Yet the now acclaimed actress was careful not to be typecast. In her next film, Playing by Heart, she revealed a simmering sensuality opposite Sean Connery as a seductive club crawler. With reviews raving about her volcanic presence, Angie proved her versatility as a leading lady. 1999 marked her first forays into the box office success. In the thriller The Bone Collector, she formed an unlikely partnership with Denzel Washington's quadriplegic detective to catch a serial killer. While critics gave mixed reviews, audiences turned out in droves, rocketing the film to over $150 million. Angelina was now a bona fide star. Angelina took home the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. At just 25 years old, she ascended to the very peak of Hollywood. The once struggling starlet who grew up in her famous father's shadow was now cherished with the highest honor in her craft. In her euphoric Oscar speech, she gushed, "I'm so in love with my brother right now." But when she passionately kissed him on the red carpet, rumors swirled about their relationship. Angelina quickly clarified it was merely an expression of love, though the press remained enthralled by her unfiltered, radical honesty. No matter, she was now a household name etched in Oscar history. Though the sacrificial performance took an emotional toll, her raw creative power could no longer be denied. Against all odds, she had evolved from a vulnerable, innocent young woman to a Hollywood heavyweight in only a few short years. Fact hit number 2. Angelina is one of the few actors to win an Oscar, Emmy, and Golden Globe. To the outside world, Angelina Jolie was on top of the world after her Oscar win for Girl Interrupted. But behind the curtain, she continued battling the demons that had haunted her since childhood. The grueling film schedule and months spent embodying troubled characters took a steep toll. In 2000, after back-to-back dramatic roles, Jolie collapsed from mental exhaustion and was hospitalized. For weeks, she cut herself off from the world to regain stability. Her tumultuous romances also weighed heavy on her heart. In 1996, she married Johnny Lee Miller in black rubber pants and a shirt scrawled with blood, foreshadowing the relationship's doom. After divorcing Miller, she had a brief, passionate marriage to Billy Bob Thornton, but both unions crumbled. Of all of her losses, none was more devastating than her mother Marshaline's death from cancer in 2007. They shared an unbreakable bond, which grew strained when work kept them apart. Angie was crushed that her mother never met all her grandchildren. She lit a candle in her church, but the pain still lingered. 2 years after her mom's passing, Angie met Brad Pitt on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Together, they seemed to match up each other's wounds, forming a family with 3 biological and 3 adopted children. When they married in 2014, it finally seemed Jolie had found lasting love. But in 2016, she stunned the world by filing for divorce, launching a contentious custody battle. Rumors swirled that Pitt's drinking and anger issues strained their marriage. After 12 years together, their split was heartbreaking. Fun fact number 3. Did you know Jennifer Aniston was actually really upset after hearing Angelina Jolie's comments about her falling in love with Brad Pitt? That same year, Angie faced another trial, losing her Aunt Debbie to breast cancer. Coming on the heels of her divorce, it was devastating. Since her mother's death, living with the BRCA gene mutation that heightened Angie's cancer risk loomed heavy over her. So, in 2013, she made the agonizing decision to undergo a preventative double mastectomy. She anxiously awaited the results post-surgery. When she learned the operation was a success, she broke down in tears of relief, having dramatically reduced her cancer risk and gained a chance to see her children grow up. Jolie channels her pain into doing good. She became a United Nations Goodwill Ambassador in 2001. After adopting her son Maddox from Cambodia, she donated $5 million to set up a wildlife sanctuary there. Deeply affected by her humanitarian visits, Jolie adopted 2 more children, Zahara from Ethiopia and Pax from Vietnam. She later had 3 biological children with Pitt. In 2013, Jolie published an op-ed about her mastectomy. It greatly increased awareness of genetic testing for breast cancer. She continues advocating for human rights, women's health, education, and conservation. Jolie shows no signs of slowing down. She recently directed Unbroken, the biopic of Olympic runner Louis Zamperini. As an actress, she still takes on challenging roles like Maleficent. Off-screen, Jolie pursues her passions. She penned the book Know Your Rights to teach youth how to protest injustice. She also launched a BBC kids show promoting media literacy. At 47, Angelina Jolie has lived enough for several lifetimes. Her struggles and triumphs reveal a woman of immense fortitude, talent, and compassion. Though the coming years hold uncertainty, this Hollywood icon has repeatedly shown that she can turn adversity into opportunity. Angelina's path has been filled with suffering, yet she has met each challenge with grace. Though she scaled the heights of fame, her focus remains on helping others. Angelina shows that even after life's storms, the human spirit can still shine bright.